Magandang hapon, Malacanang Press Corps, and welcome sa ating press briefing ngayon, October 10. While participating in the ASEAN Summit in Lao People's Democratic Republic, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has been closely monitoring the situation of Filipinos amid the ongoing conflict in Lebanon. He said that the government is currently crafting a plan with concerned agencies to repatriate more than 400 Filipinos that have voluntarily requested to come home to the Philippines. And to give us more details on the directives of the President, we are joined by the Department of Migrant Workers Secretary, Hans Leo Kakdak. Good afternoon, Secretary Kakdak.
Thank you, Ms. Daphne. Good afternoon to all. Yes, the President made clear in the meeting yesterday that first and foremost would be the safety and security, safe repatriation of Filipinos, OFWs in Lebanon who wish to be so repatriated. And so the President directed the heads of the government agencies, the departments present there yesterday, myself, and of course Secretary Ricky Manalo and Secretary Gilbert Chodoro of the DFA and DND respectively, and OWWA Administrator Arnel Ignacio was also present. So with the Executive Secretary also, of course. So the directive is clear, is to mobilize government resources, government assets to bring our Filipinos home. And at the present, that's what is being worked out in terms of sending a ship, which could mean either a transport by air or by sea. Now, as to the details, we would not yet divulge any more details other than that, because we are at the sensitive preparatory stages. But rest assured, there will be an adequate announcement once the transport arrangements have been finalized. But what I do have for now is 192 currently booked on commercial flights spanning October 11th up to around October 28th. On commercial airlines, at least two identified commercial airlines. And in fact, there will be arrivals this weekend, 11 arriving this weekend. And we have around 413 pending still yet to be processed by Lebanese immigration authorities. And insofar as our shelters are concerned, we have around 179 in our shelters. We have four. I had the previous data, I'm sorry, so I needed to ask. We had 179 in our shelters. We have four shelters all around Beirut. We will not disclose, of course, the location, but we have 179 sheltered in our four facilities at the moment. The capacity is not yet filled, so definitely our four shelters can still accommodate some more stayers or occupants. Yeah, that's it. That's what I have for now.
Thank you, Secretary Kakdak. Any questions? Eden Santos, Net 25.
Okay, Secretary, good afternoon po.
Yes.
May mga pinanggit pong considerations ang DFA bago mai-repatriate po yung ating mga kababayan. Papaano po natin ito tutugunan para naman yung mas maraming gustong umuwi ma-repatriate po. And mula po dun sa 11,000 na mga nandoon, bakit po kukonti lamang yung mga nag-signify na gusto na nilang umuwi?
Okay, I'll take that first question. Yung yes, tama, may requirements naman. So that's why we're working closely with the DFA here in Manila and with Ambassador Balatbat on the ground. We have a labor attaché as well in Beirut. In fact, we have two labor attachés there at the moment on augmentation mode. So, which is another thing pala, we sent augmentation teams also. No? So we have added personnel on the ground on the part of the DMW and the OWWA. So may mga requirements talaga. May requirements with respect to Lebanese immigration, and then of course yung transport, no, the chartering arrangements will also have to go through clearances to be issued by Lebanese authorities. So meron talagang requirement paano bago ma-execute yung directive ng ating Pangulo. And as to the second question.
Paano po natin
jet lag pa ako,
tutugunan
Sensor.
muna yung mga requirements na po ina yun? On the process na po ba lahat
And then you
yun?
were asking,
Yan, and then the 11,000.
I got it na yung bakit,
Opo.
yun nga, tinutugunan ngayon ng DFA. So we're thankful to the Department of Foreign Affairs, Secretary and his team, and Ambassador Balatbat on the ground. Ngayon, kung yung mag-a-avail ng repatriation, I think first and foremost, it's the nature of the work of our OFWs. Most of our OFWs are domestic workers, running up to nearly 100%. I would say about 98% of OFWs in Lebanon are domestic workers, or therefore their places of work would be the employers' households. So they are, should I say, devoted to or in daily service of their respective employers. They might have served long enough to have a sense of loyalty and commitment to serve and to work for their employer households. No, so that could be one reason. Yung nature of their work. No, they're not corporate. They don't work in factories or establishments where it would be easier to facilitate their release and return. No? Should I say the emotional tie is maybe a little stronger. The bond is a little stronger kapag domestic work, almost similar to the Israeli situation where most of our OFWs are caregivers, diba? And of course, the income is there, the income, but we'd like to believe we are already addressing or have addressed the matter on the loss of income that may incur if they come home. So ang financial assistance that we're offering can go up as high as 150,000 between DMW and OWWA upon arrival. That's good for 4 to 6 months salary. And then we understand SecRex Gatchalian of the SWD also brings in his own financial assistance, no? And then of course SecTed Arbosa with DOH upon arrival, medical assistance including psychosocial assistance. So I would believe those are the factors. However, having said that, kung safety and security ang pinag-uusapan, ay human nature, human instinct to preserve oneself, to make sure that one is safe and sound for his or her own family. And so when the President ordered to make arrangements for chartering and for mobilization of government resources and assets, we would think that there would be a reaction on the part of our workers in such a way na gugustuhin na rin nila umuwi. Sa tingin ko, we are also sensing anyway na tumataas yung nag-a-avail, yung number nag-a-avail. To give you an illustration, in September and October accounts to as high as 30 to 40% of the total repatriations for the entire year. So in 2 months, nahagip natin yung 30-40% ng total repatriations for the entire year. So you can sense na medyo dumadami yung nag-a-avail ng repatriation.
Okay. Harley Valbuena, DZME.
Hi, good afternoon, Secretary. Sir, sa briefing po dito last week, nabanggit din po na may OFW sa Lebanon allegedly ayaw payagan ng employers nila na umuwi, and iniipit po yung passports and other documents nila. So are we able to resolve that already,
Yeah,
sir?
our people on the ground, that would include obviously DMW and OWWA, Admin Arnell's people on the ground, are well equipped. We are experts in handling situations like this. We know how to talk to the workers. We know how to talk to the employers and convince them to allow our workers to come home. So this is within the expert. This is right up our alley, so to speak, talking to employers. So we have no worries there. And if it takes having to pay some fees such as immigration penalties kasi meron din mga situation na undocumented yung worker, then we are willing together with the DFA to shoulder certain immigration fees and penalties. Of course, the last thing there is yung Lebanese immigration in a situation where the employer refuses to release an OFW has the final say, the final word on this. So pwedeng ma-override ng Lebanese immigration, ng Lebanese government, yung matter on release or allowing our OFW to come home. So again, it's a joint effort between DFA, DMW, and the OWWA to help our OFW come home pag ganyan ang sitwasyon.
Okay.
Yes.
Maris Umali, GA7.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Secretary, can I just clarify, do we have 11,000 total Filipino population
Yes,
in
yes,
Lebanon?
yes.
And right now, the total number of those who wish to be repatriated are how many?
We have 192 ready for repatriation and around 413 in the pipeline, so to speak, meaning to say, yet to be processed by Lebanese immigration. That would include yung 413, that would include the number of latest applicants na pinaprocess pa ng DMW na ifo-forward naman sa Lebanese General Security. So it's a two-step process as far as we're concerned. We will receive the request for repatriation ng worker. We will process at our level, DMW and OWWA, and then we endorse the same to Lebanese immigration. That's the second step in the process. So between those two processes, 413.
So those challenges which you've mentioned a while ago are enough. This will give you enough time for the scheduled October 11. Is that October 11 to 28? May binanggit po kasi kayo na October 11.
Yung 11 to 28,
28.
yan yung nabook
Yung mga
na
flights.
192 commercial flights,
Yes.
2 airlines, yes.
Pero hindi pa sure kung makakaalis na kagad.
Oo, kasi the bookings go from October 11 to October 28. So to give you an example, may 11 nga na uuwi. 11 na uuwi this weekend on 3 different flights.
Okay.
Hindi sila ma-book ng sabay-sabay in buwan yung usual na ano ba tawag doon, yung block booking na hindi medyo hirap sa ganun ngayon. Yung kukunin mo yung buong section ng isang eroplano, medyo hirap sa ganun. Kaya the term is kinakamada natin yung mga flights and the workers are assigned to different flights.
Ano po ang pinaka-challenge right now para maayos lahat ng mga dokumento nila?
The big challenge is, of course, the Lebanese authorities are trying their level best to our mind, and our embassy, our attaché is also trying their level best to follow through with the Lebanese authorities. So it's that should I say dynamic, that goes on every day, yung coordination and follow up with the Lebanese authorities. And again, we're hoping and praying na mag-release, may mga subsequent releases dun sa mga pending na nag-apply for clearance.
Sir, how is the situation right now in those 4 shelters where the Filipinos are being housed? Nakikita po ba natin that anytime soon we will be raising the alert level to 4?
Okay, dun sa shelters muna natin, two different things, di ba? So the first one is sa shelter. They're fine. They're safe and sound. We have a social worker, and Admin Arnel recently deployed one of his welfare officer doctors. So we also have a doctor there looking after our OFWs, and we have again augmented personnel. We have a nurse. We have a nurse. We have a social worker and a doctor doing the rounds in the 4 different shelters. Actually, yung isa pang shelter is still being reserved, so hindi pa ginagamit. Yung tatlo ang talagang ginagamit ngayon. So,
Sorry, Maurice and Secretary. We are being joined right now by Administrator Arnel Ignacio from the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. He's joining us via Zoom from Taiwan to give us the latest information. Administrator Ignacio, do we have you? Can we patch him?
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sec Hans.
Hi,
I'm trying to share the pictures and videos of our OFWs in our shelters, and can give me a few seconds so then we can have the press can have a clear idea of how they are. We're serving food, and as the Secretary mentioned, they're being very well taken care of.
Okay, while waiting for that, can we take one more question for now? No, sorry. With Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN. Sorry. Yeah, Pia?
Sir, what prompted po the President to call for the meeting and give the directive in the middle of the ASEAN summit?
I'll take that last part up with on Marisa's point. So it's the DFA who reviews the alert levels. No? So we are in the hands of our dear colleagues at the DFA. No? Which is so far the review is being conservative, and I know that the review is being undertaken. No? Okay, dun sa ano nga ulit? Yeah.
Yung meeting, sir. So,
Okay.
what prompted him to...
more than anything, it's the president concern, no, for our OFWs. The president has always been concerned for the welfare and security, safety of our OFWs, and so he did a proper time to convene all of us, and find ways to heighten or strengthen our approach in terms of securing the safety and security of our OFW. So, therefore, he issued the stated directives.
And it's not because meron tayong intelligence. For example, we are expecting a significant escalation ng situation sa Lebanon, sir.
The political and security side, I will have to leave to our colleagues in the DND and the DFA. But rest assured, the main objective really is to bring our OFWs safely and with the proper government support and protection.
Kasi even before this directive, sir, we have been repatriating our kababayans in Lebanon. But with this directive of the President, ano po yung aasahan natin na bago or pagbabago dun sa response po ng government short of a mandatory evacuation?
Yeah, as I said, pinalakas ni Presidente yung responses natin in such a way na he ordered the mobilization of government resources and assets. The DND is involved, so we're thankful to Secretary Gilbert, and of course the President directed the Secretary of National Defense to help us out. So that's one main difference. It's a huge difference because now we have the support of the armed forces, and of course yung continuing directive ng Presidente na siguraduhin na meron din siya kasing concern dun sa mga OFWs who still want to get into the shelters. So we're still outside of the shelters and needing to get into the shelters. So that was taken up too, and so we will also heighten our services and our movement in such a way. Meron na kaming help desks anyway, so pwede kaming tawagan, may help desks na. So pinaigting ng Presidente, at sabi niya, lalo natin tugunan yung pangangailangan ng OFWs on the ground.
Last
Okay.
na lang, sir.
We just have a video. We're ready to play. Would you like to see the video of the most recent situation in Lebanon? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm having trouble going through the sharing. Can I just show it in this manner?
We're seeing it. Yes, the video, the photos, Administrator
Okay, now
Ignacio.
it's rather difficult. One moment.
We're seeing photos of your command center in Lebanon.
Yes, these are our OFWs, and So as you can see, they're very, very fine. Food we're serving. They're almost having a fiesta.
Okay, next photo,
Here they are.
please.
Share. Those are our shelters.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
as you can see, it's very far from how we picture them as panicking. We're serving the fiesta atmosphere there already, as directed by our president and our secretary to take care of them. Always been serving them with care, and we're serving them very well here.
I sense na may mga photos na that were, yan, kasi yun yung pa, marami pa. But anyway, perhaps, admin, this can be shared na lang siguro in your media account,
Opo.
social
Opo.
media.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Administrator Ignacio while we have him on the line? Okay, perhaps we can go on with the questions here. Go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry,
For admin.
Administrator. Sir, this is Maris Omali. I would just like to ask
Hi,
regarding those Filipinos who are in tents right now. There are reports that Filipinos in Beirut are staying in some tents. How is their situation right now? Is this different from those who are in the shelters, which you've shown just a while back?
Yes, if ever they if these reports are confirmed, we can always have them brought to our shelters. I believe we have 4, and all the shelters are equipped and supplied with food and all the means for them to get in touch with their relatives. Everything is in place.
Yeah.
So if we can identify where these reports are of OFWs staying in tents, we will go to them and bring them to our shelters.
Yeah, we have our DMW OWWA personnel have been doing the rounds in Beirut, and the report yesterday was they did not find any Filipino. Kasi di ba sa media, yung mga international media, yung mga litrato nasa bangketa, sa square, sa park, ganyan ano. But yesterday we did not find any Filipinos lying on the ground or in tents. But the rounds will continue, no? The instructions for them to do the rounds will continue. Hanapin namin sila kung meron man. Ang initial report na nasagap namin is yung mga nagpunta sa square were there for the intense bombing that happened on that weekend where Nasrallah was fatally wounded. So, but other than that, they have either gone back to their homes or have gone elsewhere. But nevertheless, our hotlines are there. As I said, merong mga walk-ins, may mga nag-i-email, may nagtumatawag. So we're always ready. We stand ready to be available for anyone seeking our help.
Sec,
Yes.
would you
Yes.
like us to share some of the pictures of our centers? I can share pictures. It's the videos that I'm having difficulty with
Sige.
Go ahead.
Why
with
not?
our OFWs.
Why not, admin?
Okay. Here are there. Oh.
That's the same.
Share ba?
That's the same
It's
one,
the same
admin.
one we've seen, Admin.
Okay.
You
Yes.
showed us the
One
ones where they're holding the bags and being
Okay.
processed
Yun
by
na-share na pala.
Senator
Okay.
Adel, yun yung nakikita ko eh. The doctor
Oo.
that I had
Sandali,
mentioned.
Bakit ayaw na? Yun. Sorry. Okay, I guess if it's that shared already, naibigay ko na pala yun.
But
Okay.
I'm sure you have more photos, admin. So
Sige.
you just my suggestion is just to share them in your in your
Okay,
sites.
sige, i-download ko
In your
lang.
in the thread of this of this Malacanang
Okay.
press corps.
Okay.
Sige,
But we
sige.
have a question. Maybe you could take some also if it pertains to you. Let's go on to Alexis Romero, Philippine Star.
Secretary, can I clarify? So the government is reviewing whether to elevate it to level 4.
That's right. Through the DFA. Under the law, it is the DFA that sets the alert level to alert level the alert level 3 and the review for alert level 4.
So when it's alert level 4, it would be mandatory evacuation, correct?
Repatriation. Yes,
Repatriation.
yes.
Okay. So when do we expect the government to come up with a decision on this?
It's hard to tell for our part kasi nga DFA ang nagko-conduct ng review. So we will just await further action or further advice from our colleagues, the DFA, Sec Ricky.
But if ever the government decides to elevate that status, is the government ready for the mandatory repatriation?
We stand ready. We
Of
stand
course.
ready. In fact, that is might have been answered already. Your question might have been answered by the President's directives yesterday. So the President has heightened our engagement in terms of safely repatriating our OFWs out of Lebanon. So that would accommodate any situation, more particularly kung tinaas sa alert level 4.
Okay, kasi yung directive kasi ni Presidente is based on the context na level 3, but covered
Yes.
din pala kahit
Yes,
mag-alert
of
level
course,
4.
of course.
Okay.
Oo, kasi mobilization of government resources na eh.
Yes.
Oo.
Okay.
Oo. And Sec, if I may add,
Yeah.
oo, we'd like to emphasize since day one following the directive of the President, kahit hindi pa niya sinasabi or hindi pa tayo concerned dito sa mandatory repatriation, naka-ready na ang ating mga tao, naka-ready na rin ang lahat ng panggastos and all. Dun sa lahat ng areas where we can repatriate. Yan po ang yan lang po ang ginawa namin under the leadership of the Secretary. So hindi tayo kakapusin ng kilos.
Okay.
Thank
We have
you.
a question from Camille Samonte, TV5. Eden, microphone, please.
Secretary Hans, I just want to ask, na-discuss din po ba dun sa meeting kahapon with President Marcos if i-consider yung pagkuha ng charter flights or paggamit ng C-130 to bring them back home? Because kanina po may mga nakausap kami ng family ng mga OFWs na nasa Lebanon na naiipit sa gera. Nagrereklamo sila kasi nababagalan daw sila doon sa tugon ng gobyerno para mapauwi yung mga kaanak nila dito.
Yeah, as I mentioned, yung may proseso ng pagpapauwi. Una yung processing ng Lebanese immigration authorities, no. And as I said, we are enhancing, or should I say, strengthening yung coordination namin with the Lebanese immigration side, no. We're hoping na magkaroon pa ng further releases, no, ng mga clearances. And then the second one is the flight bookings. So those are the two challenges at the moment. But yun nga, napakalakas ng tugon ng pamahalaan through the President's directives yesterday. Na as a third measure, we will now mobilize our resources and assets to not just rely on commercial flight bookings. So matutugunan din naman ito. So ang ginagawa natin sa ngayon, yung mga humihingi ng tulong, kailangan ng pagsagip, ay dinadala natin sa shelter or ina-accommodate natin sa shelter. At yun nga yung pinakita ni Admin Arnel. Nandun naman, aalagaan natin sila until sila yung makaalis. So talagang ganun lang sa ngayon, sa ang proseso, but rest assured, help is on its way.
Okay. Alvin Baltazar, Radyo Pilipinas.
Secretary, magandang hapon po.
Yes.
Sir, how do we get through those sa mga kababayan natin na nasa southern Lebanon? And apparently, nandun yata yung bombahan na talaga. Meron na tayong mga kababayan na hindi makalabas doon sa bahay nila and humihingi ng rescue.
Yes, merong mga, ang bilang kasi ng DFA at DMW, OWWA is less than 100 dun sa southern portion, no? But many of them have already moved up to the central part in Beirut at some of them nasa shelter natin. So we're already accommodating them. Pero yun nga, we are also working closely with the embassy and patuloy din ang paglikas ng mga nandoon pa sa southern parts. But the way I understand it is hindi sila ganun karami pero kailangan pa rin talaga silang tulungan. Kaya rest assured, dadali natin sila up to the central portion away from the south, and may directive na rin ng ating labor attaché at OWWA on the ground na sunduin sila doon, i-transport sila from the south to the central portion.
Maris Umali.
By the way, I forgot to mention yung sinabi na pag kinuha ng employer yung passport, nandiyan dyan naman ng DA to issue the travel document. So hindi naman mabigat na issue yung walang passport yung kababayan natin.
Sir, what do we plan to do naman po dun sa mga Pinoys who do not wish to go back home because they believe they won't be affected by the bombings dahil ang sinasabi nila, their employers are not members of Hezbollah. Sa ngayon na nasa alert level 3 pa, and if in case the alert level is will be raised to 4.
Yes, we will continue to make our services, or yung nga sabi ni Presidente, mobilizing ang assets and resources available to our OFWs on the ground. Kasi, yun nga, political insecurity, yung safety and security, ang kadahilanan. Kaya may alert level 3 tayo. And of course, riniripaso, rinireview kung whether i-raise to alert level 4. So, ang panawagan natin ay sa ating mga kababayan ay mag-avail na nung repatriation service, safe and free repatriation service ng Philippine government. And yung, of course, meron silang sariling assessment at this stage kasi voluntary nga, no, as to whether they are safe or not. Just the same, we make our services available. Ang masasabi ko lang dun sa mga 458 or so na nakauwi na, ay sila ay safe and sound. No? Nandito sila sa Pilipinas, natulungan natin sila at patuloy natin silang tinutulungan sa reintegration at livelihood nila. So, isipin na lang lamang din yung kapakanan nila at tutulungan sila ng gobyerno sa kanilang pag-uwi. Yan ang utos ng ating Pangulo na bigyan sila ng complete reintegration, repatriation assistance pag-uwi nila.
Pia Gutierrez, ABS-CBN.
Sir, I wonder kung yung 11,000 are all OFWs or may kasama doon Filipinos already residing in Lebanon?
Supposedly kasama yung 11,000, sa 11,000 yung Filipinos. May estimates ang DFA but not so much eh. Nakita ko yung figures, hindi aabot ng 200 at least that's what the figures I saw, no? So yung mga tinatawag na permanent residents or those married to Lebanese nationals. So talagang ang bulto talaga ay OFWs. A great number.
Pero so far, sir, mayroon po bang nag-signify na Filipinos residing in Lebanon na gustong magpa-repatriate sa Pilipinas? And yung assistance natin sa OFWs, will they also be available to them? Dating nila dito?
Yes, some of those in our shelters, around 14 of them are actually what we call overseas Filipinos, meaning not OFWs and married to Lebanese nationals with their children, no? Right? With their children in the shelter. So we're helping them out.
Okay. Last question from, again, Alvin Baltazar. Please pass the mic to the back. Thank you.
Secretary, siguro okay dun sa repatriation, pero other matter siguro. Secretary, meron na ba tayong assistance doon sa family nung na-execute na Pinoy doon
Yes.
sa Saudi Arabia? ano yung mga assistance na pwede nating maipagkaloob, and any chance na maibalik yung labi ng ating kababayan.
Okay. We are working on the repatriation closely with the DFA. Tayo nakikisa at nakikiramay sa pamilya ng ating nasawi na kababayan. Kami ni Admin Arnel, nung nasa OWWA pa ako, magkasama na kami sa pag-assist. Of course, OWWA handles the welfare side. So, nakilala na namin yung pamilya nung panahon na nasa OWWA ko, kasama ko si Admin Arnel. And then, nung lumabas yung balita, yun kasing mga balita ng execution o pagsagawa ng execution, hindi yan sinasabi o binibigyan ng advance notice. So, lumabas yung balita ay agaran na nagpunta yung team ng DMW OWWA, yung team ni Admin Arnel at dun sa tahanan ng pamilya and assured the family of the support. There are school-age children left behind. So, tutulungan natin yung mga bata. First and foremost, kasi yan naman ang dahilan kung ba't nag-OFW ang isang tao para sa mga anak.
All right. I think, okay.
Sorry. Since you are allowing other matters.
Bilisan mo, linalamig na ako.
Sorry. Yung ano lang po, sir, with regards to the 20 Filipino surrogate mothers who were saved by the Cambodian authorities recently, ano po yung mga concrete measures ng DMW in coordination with IACA?
Ano ulit yung tanong?
With regards to the 20 Filipino surrogate mothers who were saved by the Cambodian authorities recently, ano po yung concrete measures ng DMW in coordination with IACA to stop human trafficking in Cambodia?
We heard of that. I heard of that bit of news, and of course we will work closely with the DFA. Cambodia is one country where we don't have a migrant workers office, but we're working closely always with the DFA. In Laos, for instance, or president is there, and I just came from there at the Filipino community, so we work closely with Ambassador Amatong doon naman sa mga pogo issue doon, di ba? Kamakailan lang. And we work closely with the DFA, and that includes the unfortunate incident about the surrogate mothers. Rest assured, we will do our level best, to find our possible interventions in coordination with our Department of Foreign Affairs.
Okay. We still have Admin Ignacio on the line. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, all right. We're about to wrap up this press briefings. Admin Ignacio, do you have any statements you would like to share with us before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you very much. As we've mentioned and emphasized, since day one, we have been working closely, of course, with the DMW and the DFA. We've already assigned, sent people, and provided with all the necessary funds for us to be able to implement all the assistance necessary. Like to rest assured sa lahat, tayo po ay nakahanda at hindi naman ito bago sa atin. And as the Secretary mentioned, kahit nung siya po ay nasa OWWA, kami pong dalawa ay magka-partner pagka ganitong mga krisis. Nung sa katulad nung binanggit nung kanina dun sa nangyari sa Saudi, as we speak, nandun pa rin po ang ating mga kasama from OWWA and DMW sa pamilya nung na-execute nating OFWs. Ang gusto po namin sabihin, we have a very active government ngayon as directed by the President. Since day one, tayo po ay nakahanda na. Maraming pong salamat.
Thank you very much, Administrator Ignacio. Secretary Kakdak, any final words?
Yes, kumbaga pareho lang din halos ng sinabi ni Admin Arnel. We are here, of course, to serve our OFWs. The Department of Migrant Workers was created exactly for that purpose. Panggiting ko na rin yung hotline that is shared by Admin Arnel with the DMW, yung 1348 So dumulog lang po dun sa 1348 hotline, as well as yung Lebanon help desk that we put up, no. There are also numbers there in the DMW Facebook page. So dumulog lang po doon sa website ng DMW. So dumulog lang po kayo at rest assured tutulungan po namin kayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, thank you, Secretary Kakdak and Admin Ignacio. Thank you for giving us the important updates about our fellow Filipinos in Lebanon, and of course the directives of President Marcos to bring them home by mobilizing all the assets of government and during this stage of voluntary repatriation. Thank you very much for all your work. And maraming salamat, Malacanang Press Corps. Magandang hapon.